We play a game called If You Only Knew here at Larry King Now. First thing that comes into your mind. Biggest risk you ever took, Mira?
I think biggest risk was saying yes to my husband after 1 month together.
Oh.
And we had this big age difference, and everyone else thought we were crazy. And we got engaged a month after meeting each other, and now we're celebrating our 15-year wedding anniversary this summer, and we have 4 beautiful children. So I think, you know, even his mother was like, when we told her 6 months in that we were engaged, she was like, "Are you sure?" Because everybody thought, "Oh, how could this last? You know, he's younger than her. You know, Hollywood marriage," and it was perfect. So
you know, with Paul, with your relationship with your dad, you were never gonna, you couldn't pick idiots.
Well, Dad loved him right away.
Yeah, he
right
did?
away, and he said, "You know, I really like this, Chris. And you know, if he were to ask you." And if you said, yes, you did, didn't you? I would be very much, he like guessed. And I was like, I was so happy.
So they were happy as clams with the guy too.
Yes.
15 years,
Yes.
Beautiful. Person you'd most like to meet, dead or alive? Is somebody from the past, somebody right now, who fascinates you?
My first thought was Jesus, and then the second thought was Martin Luther King. So both of them, for me, are such role models and heroes. Like, yeah. You
know, it's funny to me is when we talk about Jesus, we obviously don't know. I am not born again, but I'm a believer. And honest to God, I've been so low at points in my life where I said, please, let me have this road to Damascus moment, and it hasn't quite happened. But I'm a serious believer. I pray a lot and all that. But I often wonder, because we don't really know, it's just too long ago, is Martin Luther King like a latter-day a good man who walks amongst men, or is Jesus the son, the Son of God, or what?
I mean, I am a Christian. I've always been a Christian.
So is he's the Son of God, or just a Superman?
No, he's the Son of God.
All right.
But my personal hero too. My inspiration.
Well,
and I reach out for guidance and help. And even when I give my speeches, when I give them either on human trafficking or all the Me Too stuff, when we push for legislative change, and I need courage, I need to be brave, I need to be honest, and I need to get my point across, I pray to be a vessel.
I believe in Jesus too. I think sometimes, I say, Jesus, come inhabit me, and he'll say, you got to get it together a little.
I'm more and more faithful, I feel like. But I do also feel like I have so many blessings that every day I'm grateful for my children, my family. It's like, it's so big, I can't even describe it. But when I was in my 3rd pregnancy with Holden, I didn't know what was wrong, but I knew something was wrong in the 1st trimester. I was having symptoms, and I was so worried. And I went into Notre Dame in Paris, and I sat there, and I was just praying, and I was weeping, as I always do in Notre Dame. And I'm just like crying and praying, please, God, help me. And all of a sudden, I had this incredibly strong feeling that I was cupped in the palm of God's hands. I felt like I was in these giant hands, and everything was going to be all right.
Beautiful.
And then it was all right. And he was born beautiful at like 38 weeks, and the fattest of all my children, and super strong and smart, and not a blemish on him, and it all worked out.
I'm fascinated by you showing your humanity.
But like when I said about the, choosing to marry my husband was like the biggest risk I ever took, the one that came out the best. And literally the day that I met him, that morning, I had just been, I was kind of what you would call a serial monogamous, right? I'd had a 3-year relationship, a 4-year relationship. They, none of them were the one. And I had just broken up with somebody like that morning or the night before. And it was not a significant relationship. It was just dating for a couple of months, but I found out he was cheating, and so I was invited to my friend Samantha McMillan's party. And so I'm driving, and I'm like, okay, I don't really want to go out tonight, but I should get out there. I should just go to my friend's party. And it was like a running charades party where everybody, grown-ups are doing like board games. And I'm in my car, and I'm like, dear God, when am I going to meet my soulmate? And I met him that night. He was there in the kitchen. There he was. And then we spent like every day together for like a month, and then we got engaged, and that was it.
How lovely. Luxury you can't live without.
Long hot baths. I love hot baths. I cannot.
Languorous.
I cannot do them quickly, but I'm also always cold. Like I have very cold extremities, and so sometimes I feel like the only way I can get warm to the core is a bath.
Superpower you wish you had?
Fly. To fly. Yes.
Proudest accomplishment?
My children.
Yeah. You got 4 of them? How far apart?
I have a 14-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 7-year-old.
Beautiful. Yeah. How do they commingle? Good?
Good, yeah. I mean, like all kids, they'll have their fights, but they're there for each other, and they're very loving and very cute, and I just adore them.
Yeah.
Never miss a beat. Subscribe to Larry King Now and watch new episodes every day.